Hello. Today's topic is reducing balance loan after depreciation. That's the new title. Let's look at the question, what is reducing balance loan? This is pretty much related to real life applications. Let's look at the first question here. 4,000 has been borrowed at 8% per annum interest, and regular payments of 1,200 can are made at the end of each year. Show step-by-step calculations to find the amount owing after 4 years, the amount of interest is paid in 4 years. How am I going to know that I'm going to use the table method? If the question is regular payments, this is a very important statement, regular payments. So it means that we are going to draw this table, and we are asked to draw a table. Then we will draw a same table for all this kind of the same type of questions. So it's going to be year. If it is month, then we will write it as month. If you are making your regular payments monthly, then you will write it monthly. If you are making your regular payments quarterly, then you will write your quarter. The way that how you are paying the regular payments, then you are going to write it here. Then the second column will be opening balance. And third column will be interest that we are going to pay. And fourth column will be the amount of repayment. And fifth column will be closing balance. All right. So let's start. In the first year, the beginning of the first year, you had 4,000 kina in the account. You borrow 4,000 kina. And interest is paid 8% per annum, and your repayment is per year. At the end of each year, you make your repayment, 1,200 kina. So how am I going to calculate the amount of interest? Very simple. What is 8% of 4,000? That makes 3,200. Sorry, 320. So you are going to make 320, you have to pay 320 kina interest on top of opening balance. Then how do I calculate closing balance? I add opening balance plus on top of it there is the interest. So that makes 4,320. You are repaying 1,200, so minus 1,200, you will get 3,120. So how you will calculate closing balance? You borrow 4,000. You have to pay 320 kina interest, and you are repaying 1,200. That's why it is minus. So the total will be, the closing balance will be 3,120 kina. So 3,120 will be initial account in the second year. So how much interest are you going to pay for it? 8%. So 8% of 3,120, let's calculate that, times 0.08. That makes 249.60. Your repayment is 1,200. So what would be the total here? So plus 3,120. I will add the balance plus interest and minus 1,200. So that makes 2,169.60. That will be my opening account in the third year. So how much interest I'm going to pay for that? Let's calculate it here. So that makes times 0.08, 173.57 kina. 1,200 kina is the repayment. So plus 2169.6 minus 1,200. So we will get here 1,143.17. That will be carried out to the final year, fourth year, 1,143.17. So 8% of that amount will be, so we calculate our interest. Our interest will be 91.45 kina. So you pay 1,200. So what left? 34.62 kina. So at the end of the 4 years, you will still have to pay 34.62 kina. Then the amount owing after 4 years is, the answer will be 34.62 kina. So that's the answer. The amount of interest is paid in 4 years. Then how do I going to find this? Here it's written already. What am I going to do? I will add all these numbers. So let's edit 320 plus 249.60 plus 173.57 plus 91.45. So the total will be 834.62 kina. So this is the answer. How do I find the amount of interest paid in 4 years? We add all these numbers here. Let's look at the second question. In the second question, a loan of 10,000 kina is to be repaid in quarterly repayments of 800 kina. If interest is charged 7.2% per annum on the reducing balance, show amount owing after a year by using a table. After a year by using a table, find the interest charge. So since there's a repayment here, it means that this question is about the table. But if they don't ask you to use table, do not use the table. In both questions, they ask in the first question, show step by step your calculation. So we show step by step how we calculate the amount owing. But here too, they ask us to use a table. If they don't ask to show step by step calculation or table, we are going to use formula, which is the next topic, annuities. Now, in this question, your repayment is quarterly. That's why I'm going to write here quarter. Let's write here quarter. So this is quarter. This is the same opening balance. You need to memorize this. Opening balance. And the next column is, what is that? Interest. And the next column is repayment. Next column is closing balance. Okay, let's fill it up. Now, the question, show amount owing after a year by using a table. After a year. In 1 year, how many quarters we have? We have 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the opening balance? 10,000 kina. In this question, you have to be very careful. Why? Because interest is given 7.2% per annum. However, your repayment is quarterly. Therefore, since your repayment is quarterly, your interest rate must be quarterly. Then, how do I find the interest rate quarterly? In 1 year, there are 4 quarters. That makes 1.8% per quarter. So our interest rate, not 7.2%, but actually 1.8%. Why? Because repayment is quarterly. Therefore, I calculated quarterly interest rate. So then, what is the amount of interest we pay? Then 1.8% of 10,000. So that makes how much? 180 kina. All right. What is the repayment? Repayment is 800 kina. And then closing balance will be 10,000 plus 180. 10,180 minus the repayment 800 kina. So it's going to be 9,380 kina. We add these two numbers and minus 800. 9,380 is the opening balance of the second year.